Anyone videotaping or recording the event? LakeCAM is here. Thank you very much. Okay, we're working on the bills at the moment. The minutes, let's see.
Oh my goodness, I completely forgot. I didn't send that to you ahead of time.
Yep,
Minutes.
that's
Oh,
all
I'm
right.
sorry.
That is what it is. We can take a look while we're doing the bills and,
Yeah.
Oh, you had minutes?
Yeah, an old set of minutes, not from the last meeting. And I got them done in the office this morning. So, and I forgot to email it out to you guys for preview.
well, it's only Mike and I were there, so.
This is true.
No bill for oil, for gas, huh? Was there a date in it? It's our service one.
Yes, there were 2 other JSAN ones. There
Oh,
were
here we
3 in
go.
total, I believe.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, I guess it was. $800, okay, like.
Yeah, those aren't small.
Oh, that goes on the bottom one.
Here, I'll let you review those.
January 7th, 2019. Come on.
Yes.
We can't even do these.
Well, we have to, there's 2 of us.
Yeah. No, because nobody was on there anyway.
It is what it is.
What is pump track? A pump track was explained as a dirt version of a skate park.
Yeah. So instead of on the sort of concrete ramps and such, they do it out of dirt.
And where was he thinking of doing that? Out
It was like
by
out
the-
that way, yeah. But I don't think that there was enough space anywhere where that could.
Right, because they're gonna need more space than
Right.
a skate park.
Right. Yeah.
Well, the pit is basically a pump track right now. There's all kinds of jumps and stuff over there.
Yep, yep.
Why you've been testing it out?
When I walk out there with the dogs, I see the kids have created.
Have they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, this is really going back a ways.
Isn't
Yeah.
it though? And
It's like the first time we met the new people from softball.
yep.
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 Only a year ago.
It is.
Hey, Jesse, Vikings. You going all the way, huh?
No.
They're your team, right?
is the most electric bills I've seen in 1 month.
And if we have them all together, that's the number that we get. I think it's like 13 or 14 separate electric bills for all of our different areas.
Must be 2 months worth then or something.
No, that's only one.
Is it?
Yeah, it does seem like a lot.
What's so big?
It
electric
just seems
bills.
like a lot
Multiple.
of, yeah, a lot of electric bills.
Well, even the dormant ones out at Clear Pond and John Pond, there's two at John
It's
Pond.
like $8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper to keep them
Yeah.
going than it is to shut them off and turn them on.
$8.75 a lot.
Oh,
of
We
them.
should investigate that again, as to what it would cost to shut it off for 6 months.
And that reminds me, the pump house out there at Clear Pond, it came up as like $13 as opposed to like 8, but is there something?
There's 1 or 2 security lights there.
Oh, maybe it's off of that.
I know there's at least 1, if not 2 security lights. I believe there's
Okay.
1 right there that fell down, that got fixed, and then there's 1 further down the beach, if I'm not mistaken.
And
We'll have to
speaking
go by
about
it.
electric, apparently Lakeville Haunted House has outstanding electric bills. And Middleborough G&E called Town Hall. So they of course sent it over. So I reached out to Glenn with the information in regards to, we're gonna put a lock on it. If you don't come and do your stuff, and then you're gonna have to come talk to us. And asked him who should be getting, you know, we have this notice from Middleborough
I was
G&E.
concerned about that before.
Who should be getting this because it's outstanding under the Lakeville Haunted House, and I did not hear back.
Yeah, you brought that up. Who's paying for that light?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna call
Do you have
the
it?
woman who's there, who was calling, the town hall knows her, so they said she's very easy to work with. I'm gonna call and ask how far back this is going. Because the mail is being returned to the person who was taking care of it, and now the mail's being returned and not forwarded.
It's interesting that they even set them up with a separate account.
Yeah.
Where they're a part of the town. It's a
Right.
town building.
Did
How
they
much
set
was it?
that? I'm not quite sure.
Oh, it's probably 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, probably. Did they set that light up themselves, or was
Well,
that
it's-
us?
If it's just the light, it won't be a lot of money, but if it's the actual, if they hadn't paid their actual bills from the last time they were open, it could
They
be
need to.
sizable.
Yeah.
Well,
Now, I'm not sure what kind of power's out there, so, I mean, obviously, they would have had to plug into a bunch of stuff for a season, too. I'll call and try to get some more details from her, but I have no one to give her.
I'm good with it. I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes from January 7th, 2019, as written.
We have a motion on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those
You
that
didn't
can vote,
second it.
those that, second, I'll second the
Second
motion.
and vote,
All
yes.
those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those that can vote, voted unanimously to accept the minutes. Okay, so, moving on. Bike race request.
Yes.
Yep, that's Mr. Michael Connell.
Yeah, and
That's
funny
funny,
enough
we're
that
reading notes
yeah,
about
weren't
him.
you just reading it? So
Yep.
see, it helps remind you of
Yep,
the
I know.
event.
I stopped in there before Christmas and he
Oh,
asked if all he had to do was talk to and rent, you know, I said it would probably be a good idea because you're using more than just the building to come in and speak with the board.
Yes, so he did reach out, but that was after the agenda, so I was gonna have him come to the next meeting. But he did already speak to SEM, they already have him in the calendar for the
Okay.
event, so that way.
The 4th and 5th.
4th and 5th. Now, the only thing is with the 5th, the 6th is annual town meeting here.
What day, April 4th?
Yeah, the event's the 4th and the 5th. So all we need to know is the time that he's gonna end, because town election's here the next day.
Okay, okay, they said annual town meeting.
No, town
Annual
election.
elections.
Sorry.
Elections,
So
okay.
annual town election is until the 6th.
Is the 6th, and it does begin at noon on that day. But they, of course, usually come in the day before to set up.
Right. So,
So I actually talked to Nikki
Yep.
about this, because I put in a request for the 5th for a baby shower. And I was told that there was bike race. I'm like, if that's the guy I'm thinking of, and he hasn't talked to us about it yet. And she said it was just the 5th.
Oh, yeah, see, I'm not quite sure.
Which is the Sunday.
Right.
Right, so isn't it that he sets up on the Saturday? Because it's really early on the Sunday morning.
Right, and
I
then.
thought that was the case.
And then I believe they came back here last year and had something to
And
eat.
had some food.
Right.
Right.
But it shouldn't be an all-day affair.
Yeah, and with the town clerk's memo, they said that on Sundays, they tend to start setting up at 6 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So we just have to confirm
We need
what
to talk.
time he's
We need to talk to Mike
out.
and get the times.
Right.
What time were you thinking of having a baby shower?
Um,
In the morning?
we're gonna do it someplace else because she said it was booked, so it's not a big deal.
Right, but it's only this half that's booked, it's not the whole building.
It's not, but I think with the amount of people that'll come and all the bike traffic, it might not be the best day to also rent out the other side.
Well, okay, I mean,
Well,
I
that
mean,
wasn't
completely your
an
fault.
option, they just said it's not available, so we went to volume, so.
Yeah,
okay.
the amount that he's renting, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he did speak to you at least?
Well, like I said, I went into the store and he spoke with me about it, and I said, you need to find the dates with Nikki, and then please come to a meeting, because you are using the camp as well as the building.
Right,
Right, and we need to figure out what we're gonna charge him this year too.
exactly,
Right.
exactly. So I was gonna invite him to our next
Because
meeting.
last year was a per fee,
Right, they had per participant and we gave him a discount on the
right, similar
rental.
to what
Yeah.
Tri-Fest got.
Yeah,
Because we're making it up on the per person fee.
right,
Do we know what we got from him last year?
yeah.
We were also trying to help him out when it was a first year
Right.
event.
Right, we did, we actually cut it a little bit more, I think. So I think it was like $400,
Yeah,
so that he could figure a cost a little better.
right, yeah.
But this way, if we know how many he has,
I wasn't around for it, so was it successful?
I don't know how many people he had.
I think so. I had
I'm thinking 200.
I'm thinking he had about 200.
Yeah. Because I remember he said it could be up to like 1,200 people.
Right,
Like 2,000. He said, did he say that? It could be up to 2,000 people.
Yeah.
We're like,
Yeah.
what?
But he said more realistically, 400 I think would be high, and
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah.
It's 15. So that would have been 3,000 plus the hall. If you had 200.
So we have this under here on the agenda, like event request. Was he supposed to be here or?
No, he reached out after the agenda, so I didn't, which was a good thing, I didn't invite him because everybody's not here. I was just gonna bring him, I just wanted to make it known that he's looking to have the event
Okay, yeah,
again.
yeah. All right.
And, so it looks like the total we got with everything was 2,147 from the event.
Oh.
So it wasn't bad,
Did that include the hall rental?
yes.
Do you remember how much? I thought that was like 400.
200, say it was 200 people times 5, that's 1,000, right? And then your rental and then, because he had it catered too, right?
Right.
He
Right,
did.
So there was a catering.
Yeah, the catering, the bartending was only like $27,
Yeah.
and the catering was just $135,
So what was
Wasn't huge.
what was the per person fee?
$5 per person.
I meant, what was the total?
Oh, what was the total? I don't know, I don't have this breakdown, hold on.
Did you just put it into like the hall rental
You
fee?
you said 2,100 is what we got?
In total, yes.
And I think, I want to say it was 400.
Oh, it was 400.
Was the base, I think.
Okay, that sounds about right.
That would be 113 riders, roughly. Well, maybe 100 because there's catering money and bar money in there. So it might be more like 100. So,
I'll get the breakdown though.
yeah, if you can, and you can just send that along, just for pertinent
Yeah.
information.
Yeah,
So we have that for the next time, so we have an idea of how to set the fee. I wanna say it was $15 a head and 400. Maybe it was only 200 for the bill, I can't remember, but, I mean, we got enough anyhow for that. Do you have anything else to do with Loon Pond launch, or?
Nope, no problems. I came over one day and they have a new person working, for them, Dakota. It's actually Nikki's daughter. So I met her one day. We've not been much going on, you know?
No, right, okay, good. If nothing else, we'll just move forward. Any Ted Williams Camp updates? Nothing there?
Haunted house is out of time.
Yep.
We talked about that a second ago. What do we want to do? Do we want to extend it again, or do we want to start?
I remember the conversation, the rest of the board was pretty adamant about not giving a second extension.
Right. And that's
I'm
what
up for
was,
discussion, but,
yeah, he was given that information that it wouldn't be extended due to safety reasons.
He did say? We did,
I responded to him, yep.
that we would extend it?
Do we
That
know-
we would not.
Would not extend it, yeah.
do we know if anything's been done?
That I don't know. No response was
No,
given.
No. I went down there,
Ah,
end of the week. I drove through all the way around. It's just the same. Clock's still on the door.
Yeah, I don't know if they went inside and got anything, or, so
I locked it back up if they did.
At our last meeting, we said that we would then cut the lock and put our own lock on there. Is that still what this board wishes to do? Any discussion?
Nope. I'm thinking we should probably see if we can get a deal on a dumpster. I know Southeast Fence rents them out. I don't know if I think, knowing John, if he's not using it, he'll let us leave it there without charging us per week type thing. I talked to Nate briefly. He had a group that was willing to do some volunteer work. So I'll talk to him again if that's okay with everybody. I'm just trying to kind of start moving forward on it maybe.
Yep, no, I mean, we gotta do it, and while the weather is still, not snow covered, there is a possibility there to use Bobby for some hours.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I mean.
I have no idea what he did with the 428.
We need to put a note on his payroll that if he does not contact Mike Nolan,
he can't submit again.
he can't submit another payroll.
Okay.
Because,
I know he grabs them from HR, so I'll set up a note and ask her to just put it right on top.
put it right on his paycheck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you got
put
my
Mike-
number, right?
and put-
Am I-
yeah.
And put
Yeah.
Mike's number, because he's refused to respond to Mike multiple occasions.
Maybe I have his wrong number or something, I don't know.
Well, what do you have, Bob? So, tell you.
Maybe you should write it
Well,
down.
I don't wanna, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you should write it down.
I'll show you what I have.
Yeah, I'll show you what I have, and then we
Okay, do that.
can,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, Scott would pull another one,
Yeah, okay.
another one of those. That's what I have.
Yep, same.
Okay.
Anyway, all right, I would like to know,
Yep,
what he had
because-
done. But that's a good point, we can use him to start breaking stuff down. There's a lot of wood over there, I noticed, too.
Yep, wood on the
And,
outside.
So, we can start making a pile to burn in the
Burn out
spring.
here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I will do that.
Sports season meeting for 2020, Justin's not here.
Should we still just book a date?
Yep, so we're gonna send this email out.
Yeah, and there's a copy for everybody if you didn't have a chance
Yep.
to take a look at it.
I would add in there that's why I questioned the, you said for multiple years. I mean, I wanna say it's been at least 7 or 8, like Mike said. It's 6 years since I've been on the board. It's been the same, and I know it's been at least 1, if not 2, prior to my being on the board, that it was up.
So 2000.
So I'm thinking it's more like 8 years. So you could even state that it's been over 8 years
It
since.
was like
it's been-
2012 or 2013, somewhere in there. So yeah, 7 or 8.
Yep,
7 or 8 years, okay.
so say it's been over 7 years since there's been any increase. And costs do go up.
Okay. Anything else to notate on there? It's really just the per player and the AAU.
Yep, and that there will be some reimbursement for maintenance on the fields. Yet to be determined, like you said.
Oh, do you want me to get a little bit more specific in stating that we're
We can
We can go
looking?
over that with them in the meeting.
Yeah, well, yeah, we don't have that information
and we
yet. I mean,
don't-
Justin hasn't been
no.
here and we're twiddling our thumbs on that.
So just focus
But just
on
say
the
that there will
fees.
be, there will be additional fees.
Yeah, because I saw softball pop up that they were gonna they're starting registration, so I'm like.
So you're
okay.
definitely gonna have the $20 per participant fee.
Yep.
And that additional fees will be charged for field maintenance. It doesn't really say that.
It doesn't, so should I put down,
That's what we wanna.
a possibility of additional maintenance
No,
fees?
No, there will be additional fees,
But not all teams would get that one. And this is going to everybody.
with the exception of the AAU teams.
Well, there are,
Well,
that's
no.
what she's saying, not everybody.
'Cause, like, horseshoes
don't
wouldn't
have to
get it.
pay.
Right, I said field maintenance. I didn't say court maintenance. Those are courts. Those aren't fields.
It's not very specific, I think people would just go, what do you mean? What else are we getting right away? I could put it on there and just say, if you have any
I-
questions and,
I want there to say there will be additional fees.
All right,
Of some
additional-
type. To do with field maintenance,
additional fees for field maintenance.
not courts, if you want to put them in brackets.
Okay,
Because those are horseshoe courts and those are volleyball courts.
Or you could put, in brackets, you could put, grass fertilizer,
Yep, there you go.
et cetera.
Right, no, exactly, that's fine. You could do that and that will get the point across.
okay, great.
Right.
But you went on to say that, we're still gonna take the bulk of it, but there is gonna be some reimbursement.
Right, okay, so
That's
additional
all.
And the
fields,
fees we were
field
talking about
maintenance.
charging extra are not.
No, they're not
big at
exorbitant.
all. They're just
No,
trying to knock.
no, but I just want them to understand that it's $20 plus, which we haven't come up with yet.
Yeah,
That's all. I don't want them to come to a meeting and say, what fee? What are you talking about?
okay.
I want them to,
Yep.
I'd rather have them call and question it
Then.
now
Be like, I have no idea what you're
than I
talking
have no idea when they've already set their fees.
about. Right, okay, yep.
If
I'll
they should
add that
question
in.
you, I mean, they're not, you saw the fees that we were talking, I mean, they're not exorbitant.
No.
Okay,
So do that, all right, so
that's usually on a Saturday.
it's usually a Saturday.
You know what? We can't set a date. Justin has got to be here.
Yeah, that's right.
So you could say there will be a sports meeting sometime in February,
Okay,
and we've got to nail Justin down on a date. I mean, that's his position.
okay, and I will email Justin and let him know that we need to hammer out this date.
What Saturday is he going to be around?
Right. Is it easy enough for him to just confirm a date? Just go, okay, let's do it on this Saturday? and
Yeah, I mean, he's the one that's got to be
like,
here.
We don't
I mean,
need to vote on that.
No,
right?
but my question, is that going to be our meeting instead of a meeting?
It usually isn't.
So our next meeting is going to be the 20th, and if we did that, then we'd go to the 3rd and the 17th in February, if we go 2 weeks.
The 20th is a holiday?
So if we go to the 27th, it'll still be February 10th and February 24th would be our normal meeting.
Right.
So if we're going to skip 3 weeks again, is that the plan?
You boss.
Can we do that with the bills? Can we go 3
I
weeks?
think so.
Okay, so we'll tentatively go for the 20.
And if something important comes up with bills, it's easy enough to get three of
Yeah.
you to just come in and
So
sign.
we'll go 3 weeks again and tentatively shoot for the 27th. That'll still give us 2 meetings in February, the 10th and the 24th.
Yep.
Of which we can make one of those a Saturday meeting instead. But the key is Justin's gotta be here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, You know, I mean, I'm just saying, if Justin can't make it for some reason, it's not as important as Justin not being here.
Right.
You know, or if Mike can't make it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it would be good if we're all here, because what we've done in the past is we kind of all take a group and go over the stuff with them, you know, say, here's the contract, we need your schedule, we need your insurance binder, you know, and we all kind of take a group and it moves quicker that way. It's not really a meeting like we normally have. We kind of sit here and, you know, and help each group to get them out of here. Otherwise, if we take one group at a time, we'll be here for a couple of hours and we don't need to.
Yeah, we've done it that way too. We try to, remember we used to try to schedule
them.
7:15, 7:30.
It didn't work. So if we just tell everybody to be here, I'm just saying, say 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's gonna be an open meeting. We'll start with the meeting and then we'll convey it into,
Right.
hey, softball, come over here, and, you know, somebody else go with Jesse.
I think that worked well last
It
year.
worked well. We got
Yeah.
people in and out of here a lot quicker.
Yeah, yeah.
Some
You guys
people had all
just
that stuff
notate
already
anything
to,
important. Oh, yeah.
5 minutes.
Right, some
Yeah.
people had all their stuff and they were gone and done.
A lot of our people are already, they're in it.
So,
All set.
looking at that, you know, if we do go that way, you know, either one of those Saturdays, the 8th or the 22nd would be good, because that would be roughly close to the meeting date.
Right.
But whatever we can work out. What's school vacation? I'm just saying, right? If
That's a
he's
good
got
question.
kids and maybe doing something.
Right.
So my other people.
Jeez, I would've thought you already had your vacation planned for the kids.
I don't go away
Disney
in February and
World.
April. It's when everybody leaves. Come on. Now, there is an event here on that Saturday, the 8th, and it says it's in the morning, but I don't know. I'll have to double check with SEM.
The whole building?
I don't know, it doesn't say.
They've got to put more information. We've got to get more information. One room, the entire hall, what, you know,
Yeah, I mean, there's it's
Is it a wedding?
stating just a whole deposit, it's a shower. So I don't know what's going on, I don't know if it's
assuming showers only in one
100%.
room.
It's a shower, you only need,
Usually, yeah, but I mean,
well,
I mean, because we can have it in here. Oh, and we
Not
can
if-
use our office if we have to.
yeah, not if they're in there, because if they're in there,
No,
they'll
no,
want
no,
this.
I know,
room
but
on,
if they're in here, we can go in there.
Right,
Or we can have it in our office.
exactly.
I'm not gonna
I
worry
mean, our
about
office is small, but
it. It'll work.
It'll work
We've had big
for-
meetings in there before, haven't we,
Yeah.
Mike?
yeah, we're looking for the 8th then, possibly?
Either the 8th or the 22nd, whatever works for Justin.
alright, so
Hopefully the
8th
22nd, that
or-
works better for me.
Well, that's the other thing was
hopefully.
vacation week. What's
Alright,
vacation?
what's
I'll be gone
vacation
the
week?
8th.
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, see, now look who's going on vacation.
But-
It's not me this time. Why is he in here?
You gotta worry about when's Justin gonna be able to be there.
Right. And that's what I was saying, that's the more important thing.
Yeah.
He's the one that's been in contact with these people.
Alright, school vacation is the 17th through the 23rd
Of
Yeah.
February?
of February, yeah.
So no 22nd.
Well, so that's probably not a good weekend to do it. I think at that point, whatever other weekend he can do it. The 8th would be good in the respect that it would only have 2 meetings in the month, that being one of them. But if he's got to do it on February 1st or February 15th or even the 29th, I think if we stay away from the vacation week, because other people are gonna be gone too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, all right, moving forward.
Okay.
That's probably it for sports season, seeing how Justin's not here. John Plum Park updates, I think we're gonna table this. Joe's not here.
Nothing's happening though, anyway.
Right, nothing's
No.
happening, no.
He did everything.
No, he already went over everything last meeting, everything. Route 18 fields,
I do have a little bit of a concern, because, and it's, I should, before I say I have a concern, I should point out that I haven't called him yet. But I wanna call, I can't think of his name, Nelson Excavating. And, see what's going on. We haven't frozen up over there,
Right.
and we have a little bit of a pond
yes,
down there, and I'm
Yes.
concerned that it's gonna cause problems.
yes.
So even if
We
you
need to
can't
get
get to the whole thing, I'd like to at least have them get the
Drain
drainage ditch going down there and get it out to the back.
The problem is how's he gonna get a piece of equipment in there right now?
Why, is it?
Because you got the rocks on one side, you got the tailings on one side, and you got the field on the other. The field is partially in the water.
Okay, do the rocks come right up to the field? He's gonna have to move the rocks.
There's maybe this much room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
he's
saying,
gonna have
between
to
the
get a
field and the
front
rock.
end,
So-
front end loader and move the rocks, at least enough of the rocks so that he can create, a culvert there.
Right, and it's gonna be messy, because, like I said, I drove down there with Corey and just about lost my truck,
Right,
and we didn't even get to the water.
yeah.
So whatever happens, it's gonna make a mess. But we gotta get something in there.
Right.
I agree with you.
So I'm gonna give him a call.
Okay,
Other than that, nothing else is going on.
okay.
I'd like to talk about when we get to the capital thing.
Yep, nope. So would we consider the capital plan old business or new business? It's under new business, so we'll go there. Correspondence. Do you have a list of things that because I can't even remember what was,
Yes, you had sent me recently, which I also got to via, the webpage, was,
Yep.
there's a new soccer group, which
Yep.
would like to come in on Sundays.
yep,
Sunday mornings.
yep.
When does the women's soccer? Are
The
they
women normally play in the
later?
afternoon,
They're later in the afternoon.
but FLSC plays in the morning.
Is it a club or is it
It's Rhode Island women's soccer. It's one of the girls who went through the program here. She was coached by, it doesn't matter, she was coached by, she threw out a couple names, and I can think of them, but I can picture the guys, I can't think of the name. Bobby Shields and
Eric Kendall?
Eric Kendall was the other one.
Okay,
She was coached by both of
She's
them.
young then.
She's a junior in college.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a young women's, it's a women's league, it's not an over,
Yeah.
so it's not a competition for the women's league. And she's requesting 4 dates.
Oh,
So 4 dates I think we can find room for.
The league begins in early April and ends the end of June.
Right, 4 dates, 4 home games is what she's asking for.
Full-size
Yep,
field.
they need a home field to play at for 4 games.
4 games. Right.
yeah, there's only, if I remember correctly, there's only, on a Sunday, there's only one group, that plays on the full-size field to boys, because the girls don't play on Sunday, right?
I can't
The
remember.
girls, the women play on Sunday
No,
later.
Sunday
but-
I'm talking about
Oh, just-
FLSC, yeah.
We're talking about FLSC, because that's
yeah,
gonna be the
I'm not
conflict.
sure.
And that was the email I sent back to her. I said, we'll discuss it tonight, but we still need to talk to,
Yeah.
because she reached out to.
Derek.
Derek, and Derek, said, contact us, which I'm glad he did. Thank you very much, Derek. But now we've just gotta talk to Derek.
What do they travel and this would be their home
Yeah,
field? so?
that's what it sounds like. Yeah, which is kind of neat. I think it's kind of neat. I think it's great. You know, and next year we'll have, you know, the following
Yeah,
2021
yeah.
we'll have plenty of space.
Yeah. How many full-size fields do we have
One.
for? Okay.
1. So that's why I'm saying if the team that plays on Sunday mornings is a U10 team, then it's not a problem.
Right.
But if it's a
Right.
U14 team, then we'd have to schedule around them because they'd be using the big field. So we've just, we've got to reach out to Derek, which would be Justin's job, but he's not here, so.
I can do it.
Okay, if you want to talk to him and, you know, I'm sure we can,
Probably knows the kid.
well, he does.
Yeah,
Oh, he
yeah,
does.
yeah.
I mean, she contacted him and he said, contact us first.
Oh, okay, good, good.
Yeah, no, that's the way it's supposed to go.
I
And that's great.
preemptively told her that there would be a fee. She did ask about
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
I didn't
It's
realize
same
it was
thing.
from Rhode Island. I did give her the $15 per player. Would they be considered like an AAU, like we do for baseball?
I think we
Not
just come up
before
with a flat.
not
Not for
before
four,
1.5
right?
hours Sundays, you know.
I just think we come up with a fee per game and call it a day.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that wasn't part of my communication with her,
Right.
so that came
No,
later.
I didn't even express that. I didn't even get into the part,
Okay.
should need some type of insurance binder from the league and.
I
and-
mentioned the insurance binder and that I could help if they
Yep.
need it, and that there is a fee, and as long as scheduling permits,
Yeah.
our commission's always happy to have a new group in.
Right, and my comment to her was the first thing we have to do is talk to Derek before we go any further.
Right. I don't
And
think
knowing
they
there's
have a
only one team,
calendar.
we should have no problem.
Yeah.
And then the following year, 2021.
Maybe more now, but
Yeah,
at that time, there weren't that many older boys teams, and it's only the Division II, I believe.
right,
Division ones.
non-AAU, I mean, non,
On Division
Maple.
One.
Right.
Yes.
Right, non-Maple.
Maple plays on Sundays.
Right, right. Okay, so, we'll work forward with that, and if you'll reach out to Derek, at least we can, and if you can just send her a message saying that we're contacting
Yep.
the other league, and we will get back to her as soon as we, one way or another.
Will do.
We'll get back to her as soon as we can. Okay, so let's just jump right into the capital plan review. Okay,
I didn't get that one.
it should be.
Should be the
in-
last
in-
page.
Yep,
Yeah, I got,
Yeah,
I
this one.
printed one up.
Yep, that's it.
that's it. Mine's just a little different because I printed it.
Yeah, I only
I
gave you
printed
the
the whole
park
thing
one.
up,
He
yeah.
has all of them.
I wanted to see what the other departments were doing.
Right, I didn't bother. As I've said before, and I said when I met with, I don't know if I did tell you, maybe I didn't, it was since the last meeting, I met with Maureen and Rich. And we did a preemptive, Nellie was there, we kinda, Rich wanted to get the gist of things, pretty much was what it was. And Maureen wanted to look at our proposed budget. I said, no one else has looked at this, Maureen, it's just been me, so it's not even proposed at this time. I was putting numbers out there, because what they wanna see is they wanna see a maintenance budget, but like I said to her, I said, regardless of what our budget is what our budget is. It doesn't really reflect on the town contributions.
I know, but they still, both of them still want to have an idea of what we're spending.
Oh, no, and that's
Yeah,
fine,
yeah.
but I'm saying, I mean, if we decide to do something, as long as we have the income to do it.
Right, it has nothing to do with allocating tax dollars.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct, and that's what I was trying to explain. So anyhow, if you look at 2020, was the field. So this got changed a little bit because she wanted to see it. So I had put in, you could see 2021 request. I threw a couple things in there that I knew right off the top. I knew there was more work to be done over at the new fields.
Okay, I got a question.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Mike, go ahead.
The one that I printed out for the town has one less column than you have. You have approved fiscal year 2020,
Yep,
and then request fiscal year 2020. And then fiscal year 2020, fiscal year 2021, actual.
right.
So how does that line up with over here?
I don't know, it was a little,
Is this your work thing here? I'd
no,
rather-
no, this is what came from them, and
This here?
both of these.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, well, when I first looked at it, the actual and the request, 2021, the request and the actual weren't even showing. I had to expand them.
Oh, they're there, but they're not showing.
They weren't showing.
Okay, I gotcha.
They weren't showing on the one she sent me.
Okay, because I thought the 75,000 that's showing up as approved fiscal year 2020, is that the money we've already spent?
Well, you know, I needed to talk to someone about that, because if you look at our expenses for last year, it's in last year. Because that was taken out of our budget.
Didn't we, yeah.
The
didn't we have
75,
to make sure that
the
they got
75.
paid before the end of the fiscal year?
It didn't get paid by the end of the fiscal year, they encumbered it.
Yeah,
He
but that's
encumbered it.
fine, yeah.
Right, but for 2019, it was 75, and what, the 2,300 for the equipment. So it was like 153. And if you look at you didn't print those up.
The budget?
Yeah, the year-to-date budget.
No.
When those come, you need to print them and bring them to
Okay.
the meeting. The only reason I printed mine up is because I was working on it. But
So on the regular budget that you're looking there, are you looking at capital expenditures?
there is a capital line in here for new fields. So I don't understand why it's being pushed into 2020.
Okay.
It really was paid in 2019.
Right, we don't need another 75,000 for
No,
that.
no.
We need some,
Right.
but we don't need 75,000.
Isn't that what the 15 is on the next column? Is that the way I'm reading it?
No, in our budget, we had 35 for the upcoming year, the year we're in.
Right.
But I'm confused because on this budget that the accountant gave us, he's got the 75 for the new fields, which was really last year. So
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah, I
confusing.
see that.
it is. It
Well,
is.
when I spoke briefly with her, one day I stopped in there and, she said, they were just trying to get an idea of what we're gonna need to spend money on.
Right, so that's what we
And
gotta
I-
look at.
Right, so let's
let's
go on.
let's look at that.
Because they're gonna have some sort of a town meeting in the spring.
Right, and
And
they have to adopt it.
Right, so we should figure out what.
So we need to look at 21 going forward.
Okay, but we're still in 20, that would still be for 2020.
Right. The 2020 requests are already bye-bye.
Okay, but you can still go in and get additional funds for this year.
We
through
have,
the through the town meeting.
right, but they're not having a town meeting.
No, they haven't. That's the way, that's what it was pointed out to me, they were gonna have there was something coming up on the articles, some sort of article coming up, and they thought they would have enough people to show up, and they are.
Okay, that's news to me. Last time I talked to anybody, there was not gonna be a town meeting.
Well, yeah, if they're not gonna be a town meeting, then they can't adopt any additional funds for this year.
Right, but things can be moved. Housekeeping can happen.
Okay, all right, that's, so you see my confusion?
Yeah, no, I do.
Sorry.
Oh, I do.
All right,
I do. And to add to that, the department head meeting, I'm gonna try to go to on the 9th, but the next 2 months I will be unavailable to go. I can't, with work, I won't be able to do it during the day. So I was gonna check with Justin to see if he can go, and if he can't, then I'll put it out there, and if anybody else wants to go. It'd be good if we had somebody there. But that's another question for another day. So I think what they're looking for us is the new going forward to critique what we have,
okay. So,
starting with 2021. We're already in 2020.
okay. So we're gonna need something to mow the grass on these new fields.
Absolutely. That's
Whether
paramount.
that's new or used,
Yep.
I started to get some quotes.
Okay, good.
There's a machine that, you actually,
Yep,
they use it on the football fields and stuff. It's like a big mower, like this type of a mower, but it's on the front. And you sit in the cab behind it.
Okay.
And all 4 of the tires are independent, so you can go up to like a 30-degree angle.
because I
That
did some quick looking in some of the, I believe it was Kubota had some, and they showed them mowing hills.
Yeah.
You know, that was the whole, and that's why I Googled it, you know,
Yeah. Well,
for mowing hills.
Yeah, so let's try to get an idea of what we're gonna have to spend on a machine like that.
Yep.
That's gonna be first, right?
Yep.
And then our Kubota is on its last legs.
Yep.
So I don't know.
So is
The
that
Kubota's on its
talking
last legs, the Massey
2021?
Ferguson's on its last legs. I mean, the equipment that we're using is 30-plus years old.
Well, yeah, the Massey Ferguson's a 70-something.
Yeah.
Is
The
that
Massey
something you're
Fer-
saying we would need for the spring of 2021 or before that?
2020.
We're gonna need it for this coming season. We may not be able to get it until June, but, we are,
July, but yeah.
we are gonna need it.
Well, that's my point, is I'm trying to see if there's any way that we can purchase some of this before the end of the fiscal year.
Right, we do have, currently, under capital improvements, we have $30,000 available, but we're gonna need some of that for the fields.
Yeah.
And we do have, 15 in equipment, I believe, or 12, or,
Oh, okay,
that we haven't spent, 15,000.
okay.
So some of the ones I were looking at were less than that.
Yeah, okay, no, that's fine.
You know, but.
That'll get you going.
Depending on what machine we actually go with, it may be more.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
some of the ones I were looking at, they were right around that, give or
Right.
take.
Well, before we put everything away for the winter, I went over everything with him and the condition of everything. And we basically have a Kubota that's ready to go. We have the Massey Ferguson that's ready to go. However, we have that other machine, the blue one, that we could spend a couple $1,000s and put the correct tires on it.
Yeah, I think-
And that runs pretty well, so that should be okay.
I know he said there was an oil leak.
Yeah, it's minor.
Okay, all right.
It's manageable.
No.
It's nothing for around.
And I mean, I think we got a price of roughly $3,000 for the tires.
22 was what I
Oh,
saw.
22, all right,
But
then
I'm not
it's
sure
even
if that
less
was installed or not. And then we have 2 Z-Tracks.
Yep,
One of them is fine, the other one is the only thing they use it for at this point is picking up leaves, the John Deere. That's so old. So these are all things that, I just wanna give everybody a heads up that they're gonna be going.
Right.
And the leaf vacuum is literally baling wired and,
So,
I mean, it's just being held together. So there's a lot of stuff that we need.
yep,
And I don't know how you wanna space it out but we have, we're gonna have someone new coming in here in
yep,
the spring,
yep, which is another conversation.
right?
Yep.
And they're gonna need equipment. I mean, Mike was able to keep a lot of the stuff
Yep.
going. You know how it is. You have I had an old Honda riding lawnmower that was 25 years old when I got it, and I put another 25 years on it. Because I knew where the vice grips went. And
Yeah,
As soon as the next person touches it, it falls apart.
yeah.
right. Well, I think the first thing we gotta do is, it wasn't on, 2020, we had a pickup truck, which we're in dire need of. That one's on its last legs also, but we did have 65,000, not that we have it in the budget, but as far as capital plan, we did have Kubota loader backhoe. So, I don't believe we have that kind of money in the budget, and depending if there's a town meeting,
Yeah, right.
That,
That could probably be put off, the Kubota, I think. It's just, some of the other stuff is more dire
Yep,
than that.
yep, I just think we gotta, I think we gotta, and that's why I added some things here. I added, after the backhoe, I added mower utility, possible 4x4 side hill mowing. That wasn't on there before.
Where'd you put it?
You don't have it on that. The one I emailed to you guys, back last week. And I put the drainage project for the karate parking lot and the drainage material.
Yeah. And the other thing you talked about was lighting. More lights. Right?
More lights.
Parking lots.
Parking lot lights
Yep.
at Ted Williams
We've
Camp.
gotta talk to Danny and Darrell, because
That's on here.
there are lights out there for that
Yeah.
parking lot, but you turn them on, turn them off. They
Well,
weren't
I
part
can't-
of,
I came through the other night and they were on.
that's what,
They were
somebody
all
turned them on.
on. Yeah.
That's what I mean, there's a switch to turn them on and off.
Where?
I don't know.
Someone's found it.
Someone found it.
Yeah, because I drove through them.
Because they're not, the only lights that automatically come on are the ones along the road here, which is this one, this one, this one, this one, and the one down at the far end of the parking lot. I think there's 4, maybe 5, I'm not sure. Those are the ones that are on right now, if we go out and look, we'd see. But the parking lot, there's a switch somewhere, and I think it's on the pole. Like football has, how football just throws the breaker and it goes on? I think that they're out there somewhere. Maybe Danny and Darrell might be able to help us with that.
So, yeah.
So, granted, ideally, a mower right now, we have it in the budget, under equipment, not under capital.
Okay.
If we could somehow work that into before June, or as soon as possible, I think that would help with the mowing out here as well as out there.
Yeah, it'll still have to go out to bid because anything it gets is gonna be more
No.
than 10,000.
I realize that,
Okay.
that. But I think if we go through Maureen, she is the procurement officer,
Yeah,
and talk to her.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we have to go to bid if we went down to, Norfolk Power. They have the state contract.
well, yeah, let's ask Maureen.
Right, that's it.
Yeah.
Maureen.
Yeah, let's ask Maureen because that would be that's what we use for service and stuff anyway.
Right,
so, yeah.
right. It would only make sense. So for 2021, I think we're all in agreement that if we can get a mower now, between now and June, we should get it. We have it in the budget. But for 2021, we have 3 items on there now. Which is, I don't know if we need another 15,000 on the new fields. We have,
Well, you got three items there, right? 15 for the
Yep.
fields, 20,000 for pickup, and 30,000 for drainage
well,
materials.
20,000, it says Kubota loader backhoe, it's in the same column. I think it was another.
Right.
So I think that was kind of looking at getting another mower. So I don't know why there's two figures in that column. I think that's a mistake, but anyhow, that's not,
And then you had,
I think we just,
Where does it- where's
we
it-
need to put things where we want to put them.
all right, where's the 20,000 for a used pickup go?
Well, that's in 2020. It's not in 21,
Okay,
right?
is that in this year's budget?
No,
Okay.
it was a wish.
Oh,
Many
okay.
years
Oh,
ago.
Okay. yeah.
Many years ago.
Right.
It was in this column many years ago and it just never got taken out.
Can we bump it back a year?
We can move it to wherever we want. I think what we need to do is we need to take 21 to 25 and as if these numbers aren't even here and put what we realistically, some of these things were put in here 5, 6 years ago. You know, and they've got bumped out, they've got pushed out every year. You know, like the basketball courts, you know, the lighting here. Those things were all probably this year and got pushed out,
Yeah.
you know, because we just couldn't get them done. So I think we need to look at this and what can we do in 21? What can we do in 22? What can we do in 23, 24, and 25?
Gotcha.
I mean, you know, what's here can be moved. And it needs to be moved because we can't do 165,000 in 2022.
Well, like, I mean, one of the high budget items here is 34 grand for the Clear Pond basketball courts. Is that high priority to be?
No, and that's why it keeps getting moved out,
Right,
you know? And they're a mess.
yeah.
They are a mess.
We
But,
also had someone offer to do some volunteer work there too, didn't we, at one point? That was back when nobody wanted to have any volunteer work done.
right,
But, I mean, I don't know.
well, I think let's look at the first thing. If we're gonna put more money, I mean, we've got money to spend because we know we're gonna have to spend more money over here at the new fields. For 2021, I shouldn't say that. Do we think we're gonna be spending 15 grand in 2021 when we're hoping to spend it this spring, between now and the spring?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's gonna, we have, okay, I get confused. The 2020 stuff is already budgeted, right? The Nelson excavating, and that's all been budgeted. Okay, so what's this $40,000 for 2020?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
It's a number that was put in, that was
It was
moved.
just like left over? and-
Yep.
Okay. All right, so, for 2021, I would say 15,000 is probably okay?
Right, but I mean, we got 30,000 in the budget right now. So that's kind of that 40,000. We had 35.
Okay?
We had 35 to spend on the new fields. So that 40, 35 number for 2020.
Yeah,
I mean, we're gonna spend 4 grand for Nelson.
right,
I mean, what else are we gonna do down there? Excluding the bathroom, that's another line item.
right. Well, we're talking about putting in a practice field.
Yep,
And, I mean, the loom is there, so that's the biggest cost.
right?
Irrigation would probably cost us maybe 7,000 to have it irrigated.
Okay.
And then, hydro seed, probably figured another 10 grand to have that field done.
How much was Nelson?
4,500. We still owe some for the northeast hydro seed.
So that's 17,000
Out of the 30 or 35 that we
out
had.
of the 30 that's left.
Okay.
So I mean,
And then, the mower would not come out of that, the mower
No.
would just come out of regular
that's
equipment,
gonna be a
right?
line item. Yep.
That can't be shifted to the bathroom at all?
what can't be shifted to the bathroom?
The extra,
Well, it can, it can. I mean, we're just trying to, they just want us to try and identify our needs in each of the next 5 years. That's all we're trying to do. It's not, nothing's written in stone here, because obviously, what's in here now didn't happen.
right,
You know, I think we've just gotta come up with what we think. So for 2020, probably between now and June, you think we're gonna spend another 17 grand?
Oh,
So
yeah.
so we're okay.
Yeah,
Do you think we're gonna spend more money in 2021?
I would
So
say
we leave the
yes.
15?
I would leave the 15.
Okay, good, that's fine. That's all I'm trying to,
Yeah, no,
you know?
for the annual upkeep of the fertilizing and.
Well, no, that's
That's
not in
different.
capital. That's not, that's,
Different.
in the
Okay.
budget, I've increased
Right,
the
right.
fertilization budget by 1/3.
Yeah, because we talked about cleaning up the, you know, the walking trails and that's
This-
gonna
this-
take some money.
right,
Even
this-
if we get volunteers for that.
It'd be nice to get a Boy Scout project for that, but,
Yeah,
okay, all right. So we're gonna stay with the 15 that's there. We're gonna try and use the 15 we have in our equipment budget to get a mower,
right,
which is 2020.
yep.
It's not on here, but it's okay. There's a lot of things on here that aren't gonna happen.
How
I
about
mean-
the pickup truck? You wanna leave that in there for 2021?
Well, it's not in there now.
Oh, it's in there for 20.
Right.
It's in there for 2022.
I mean,
Yeah,
we can move it over for 15 grand over there and see if we can get a used pickup truck and take it out of 2022.
yeah, I would suggest if we do, we'd get like a used, like 1-ton, 3/4 ton, or 1-ton that we can put a,
Plow
you know,
on.
plow would be a good thing, but I was thinking, a trailer, you can move our equipment around.
Yep. Yeah, a little bit bigger than this one. Next size up from this the little S10 or whatever we got over here.
Yeah, well, that, yeah, that's a, yeah.
Whatever that
It's
is.
like a 3/4 ton.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, you can get something used,
Yeah.
it'll work fine for us, it's not going.
So we'll take that out of 2022 and move that into 2021. 15,000.
Yeah.
Kubota loader backhoe. I know we have it in 2020, but unless they have a town meeting, we can't get any more funds.
Yep.
So,
I don't know why it's got two different numbers on it.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
We can't get hung up on that. We just gotta
Yeah.
see, what do we think we're gonna?
Forget it, that's
what-
gone.
Right, what do we think we're gonna need in 2021 that we can actually do?
I can try to get back to you with like what a cost would be of a 5-year-old Kubota backhoe
Okay,
with like what we have.
all right.
We should have something with a backhoe though, so,
Well, the thing I was thinking about, if we didn't do that right away, was to look into get the attachment, the backhoe
for
attachment.
this one, yeah.
I'm sure they have some used ones down there. I don't know how we gotta go
You
about
could
that.
probably fit that into the budget you have now.
Probably can, depending on how much
Yeah.
that mower is. I just know it was under 15 grand. I can't remember the price. That I just saw a bunch of them. I mean, I don't know how much that one's probably more, the one that you're talking about.
Yeah, it's definitely, it was new though.
Yeah, see, well,
No.
the ones I were looking at were actually new. They were just smaller. They were a little bit bigger than the Z-Track.
Huh, well, let's look into it.
But like I said, I just Googled it and then they watched them doing side hill like this and going up the hill and down the hill and I'm like, oh, geez, I mean, that would,
Was it like a Z-Track that you sit on?
yeah, it looked similar to that. You know, it was just, it wasn't a good, it was a far off video, you know, it was like here to the office building, so it was tough to see exactly what it was.
Okay.
So I mean, all right, so we'll leave that in there for now. Drainage material for the parking lot. I think we gotta leave that in there for 2021. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, once the bids came in so high on all that,
I know,
everybody kind of just went, done, walking away.
yep, no, I
Because,
know.
so I think we need to revisit both parking lots. And where the funding is gonna come for that, I'm not sure exactly, but if we put something out like this, the original plans that, Zenith gave us, and we give that to, make sure that it gets to some local sole proprietors and some smaller companies. I think we might get some bids back that are a little more reasonable than these guys that are picking it off the state list.
Yep.
You know, I think a lot of those guys, they just kind of troll the
Yep.
state list, and
Throw
we learned that from the guy from the Connecticut there.
Right.
And throw some, number out there and see if you can, get the job.
Right.
But there are plenty of excavating contractors in this town that could do it.
And now is when they could do it. That's the thing. It's too bad because we get into the springtime again and we're gonna run into the same problem we had last year. None of them bid on it because they were busy.
Right.
So the only ones that bid on it threw
Now
a big
we
number
need to
up,
talk to it. Yeah.
Figuring if I get it, I get it. At least
Yeah.
I'm gonna make money on it.
And we can't put a bid out right now, right? Because we don't have the money to fund it, right? Unless we spend all that other money that we talked about, that 30 grand, and towards that instead.
Well,
My point is, I just think we should make another attempt at it.
No, I
Because
agree.
It just stays there.
We've got to do something.
Yeah, like Ted Williams is still there.
No, I know it is. Yes, I agree. I agree 100%.
So, if you don't mind, I'll talk to Nate again and see if we can
Yep, no,
get something out there that's reasonable. He was
Yep.
dealing with the whole police station
I know he
building
was.
committee at the time.
I know it was.
He was a really crazy time, and,
All right, but if you notice the wording that I had here was drainage material for the parking lots, not necessarily
Right.
the drainage. But anyhow, it's the project.
all right.
All right, if there's nothing else that's extremely important of these other items, or anything else that you can think of, then we'll move to 2022.
Okay, so how much does, those things that we just talked about, how much does that come to?
That comes to 80,000.
80,000, okay. And we have rolled over 123,
124.
124.
That's as of June 30th, 19, and June 30th, 19. It doesn't include the current year.
So do you feel comfortable moving any of that stuff from 2022 back?
Yep, well, we have to.
Okay.
Personally, I think we have to.
Okay.
I know we want to get these things done, but we can't do the tennis courts, the lighting, basketball courts, and everything all in one year. It's just not gonna happen.
Right.
I,
And we have
The
bathrooms.
are priority for Route
Well,
18 fields.
right, so I mean, I think that one needs to stay,
What one?
bathrooms. Whether or not we get some fundraising to help with that. If these people wanna.
Well, I don't 100% agree with that, only because I think that we could open those fields up with porta potties.
Oh, absolutely we
had to.
could. Absolutely we could.
Almost, my thinking being, let the people see the nice fields and use them and the fundraising effort will be better. That's,
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Because if we just go out and buy and we buy it,
No,
we bought it, thank you. See you later.
I was not thinking about including them in our budget.
Oh, okay, I thought the
Well, it's under the
Wish list.
capital plan.
wish list, okay, got.
But my
yeah.
feeling was that the bathrooms be generated through fundraising money,
Yeah, okay,
if possible. If these groups want to use it and not have porta-johns, then we need to somehow fundraise for the bathrooms. And I think that's a tangible item that we can put out there,
Yeah.
and say, rather than say, well, you're fundraising money for the fields.
yeah,
Well, you're fundraising money for the parking lot.
It's just really
If you say fundraising money so that you have a bathroom to use rather than a porta-john,
Right.
people might go, gee, that's probably not a bad idea. You
I
know?
agree, yeah.
That's my take on it. I understand what you're saying, and that's a valid point also. If we don't get it done, then that's what we put up there as porta-johns, and
Yeah.
when people complain,
Yeah.
we say, this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, Like, I personally, feel like resurfacing the basketball courts and the tennis courts are more important right now.
Yep.
In my mind.
I think there's one crack about this big in the basketball court. I think we could get away with a repair for now, for a couple of years. Get it repaired and then maybe get it resurfaced. I don't think we need to redo the whole tar.
Oh, good.
If you check out the basketball court's not in bad shape.
Yeah.
There's one crack that goes down the middle where the grass grows. I think if that got cleaned out and got that, and then we could resurface it, get it repainted, for less than 17,000. But that's just, I don't know, maybe we can't.
Okay.
But anyhow, I think we gotta take a look at, tennis court repair, basketball repair, or Clear Pond basketball. I mean, there's no way we're gonna do $150,000 worth of, in 1 year. It's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. So we've gotta say, what do we think is more important?
Right,
And then these other things are gonna get moved out, unfortunately.
right. And, you got a line there for repairs to John Pond Park.
Yeah,
There was already discussion with them about that building
right,
and whether we should even be allowing people to go in there.
correct.
Maybe somebody can come in and salvage it, but
I hate to be,
needs to come.
it's like the building down here. I don't wanna be throwing money against a building that we might get 5 years out of and then have to trash it.
Well, and I think if we're gonna put money into the building at John Pond, that they have to be using it for something, I mean. They can't really use it for much right now, other
No,
than.
storage, some
Yeah,
storage.
a little storage in the front, because the back is a mess. So,
I think we have to get Nate down there and make a decision whether the building goes or the building stays. And what
right.
can,
and
what can be done with the
that's kind of
building.
my point, is
Yeah,
it's
no.
it's not gonna be a gray area.
No,
that
no,
we
it's
can-
gonna be black and white. So I think if you can add that as a note, maybe we can have, Joe reach out to Nate and have him come down and give us an evaluation on that building, whether it's worth keeping or demoing and moving forward. I don't know. I think we need to get an answer before we make a decision and throwing money at it. So I guess my question, I think two of these items, two of the four realistically, or at least one of the four have to be moved. Yeah, tennis court repair is 28,000. I don't think it's gonna be that much. I think we can salvage it for less than 28,000. It's not like the tennis courts that had multiple cracks all throughout the whole court.
Well, if you took the 50,000 for the bathrooms and then they backed them up 1 year,
Okay,
all right, now you're down to 115,000.
okay,
If you made the tennis court repair 20,000 instead of 28,000, or 18,500, that's another 10 grand.
yeah.
And now you're down to 100.
I think that one had an estimate.
Yeah.
To me, that's a lot of money.
And I don't know, repave the parking lot? Repave the basketball courts is $34,000?
I think those have to
Yeah.
be dug up and redone.
Right.
I think that's a total redo.
The basketball court?
The basketball court.
Oh,
at
Clear Pond,
Pond,
Clear Pond, okay.
I think it's a total redo. The last time I was there, it was pretty bad. And that used to have 2 basketball courts and a tennis court on one side. It was a tennis court.
Well, I think that would be more useful if we could make it a multi-purpose
Oh,
type
absolutely,
thing.
yeah. Yep.
Even pickleball,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, no. I mean, there's no reason why it couldn't be played on there. Again, I think if you put up a tennis court, you outline a tennis court and then you stripe a pickleball court inside. That's what,
Yeah.
but if, the thing is, they're not gonna pay a daily fee to go in there when they can pay one fee and come here.
No, but if you're,
Someone that's there, I know what you're saying.
If you're
Yep, you're there for the day.
there, and you're a
Yep,
pickleball enthusiast.
yep,
You
which a lot of
know.
people are.
Yeah. So I mean, just by adjusting those two there, you get them down, you get it down under 100,000.
Which was the second one, with the
20
clip
points.
on? Clip on, moving clip on?
Right.
So now you're at 35, 36, 46, 66.
So you
That's
cut
a-
it by 100,000.
Right, well, you took out, yeah, 34,000, well, we did, we cut it by 34, 15, and 50, 99,000. Yeah, we did, we moved it by,
Pickup truck's gonna move this way.
right, we moved the pickup truck to 21, we moved the basketball courts back to 23, we moved the bathrooms back to 23.
70. Yeah, that's more reasonable. That makes 21 about 70,000 and 22 66,000. Is that right?
It makes 21, 80,000,
80,000, okay.
22, 66,
Yeah,
23, right, presently 90, 99.
because that's 34, 50, 15, and 50.
Right,
So that's how much, 99?
99. Then we
But
still
again,
have,
we're gonna get some help with those.
I think,
bathrooms.
I think we're also gonna get help with the basketball courts too. They're still trying to work
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah. Help.
So then we've got 24 and 25 with nothing in them.
Well, we gotta pave. Parking lots?
Rita
that's
told me
been brought up.
there was some money in there for that parking lot. There was 42,000 left.
What parking lot?
There's 42,000 left in the paving,
For which parking lot?
whichever parking. lot we
Oh,
do.
okay, all
Yeah,
right.
whichever we do, which would be, if we get the drainage done on this one, it would be, to me, it would be that one.
The one in front of John's?
Karate,
Yeah,
karate studio. So, I mean, we could say that, and we've got a drainage project, we could say pave. Karate parking lot. And we can put it out here, I mean, it doesn't mean that it's. We can put that out in 2024, 40 grand. By then, who knows what it'll be.
Yeah, oh gosh, that'd be 40,000.
We probably got a, oh, you know
You're
what
gonna need
else?
more in your wall equipment, there's a different line item.
Well, I mean, but they still look at it as a capital item.
Yeah. By
Whether it's
that time, we're
with
gonna need more equipment.
another mower.
Yeah,
I mean, we could put another 15, well, probably the Kubota at some point.
what did we talk about doing the Kubota? Just trying to put a backhoe on it for now?
Well, I mean, that's, unless the price for a 5-year-old unit is decent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So Kubota, yeah, we're gonna need another Z-Track by that time, that's 12 grand.
So we put that under another mower,
Yeah.
2024.
And that's where you were talking about those other things like the leaf vacuum.
Right?
Yeah,
Right,
that's probably
right. Before that.
5,000. Say 5,000.
Do you want to put that in 22, or do you want to move that out to 24 or 25? I mean, is it going to last that long? You said it's on its last legs now.
It isn't, it lasts like now, so yeah, maybe.
Well, maybe we should put it on 22.
Okay,
And what do you think that's going to be, 4 or 5,000? 5,000?
yeah.
We'll put 5,000, so that makes that 71. Makes this 99. Makes 24, 52.
For 2022, we do have money in there for the parking lot lights. You think that 17,500 is enough to amply light this place?
I don't know what that 17.5 was estimated for.
Oh, okay,
That's a number that's been in here since before I was on the board.
okay.
So I don't know what that was for.
Yeah.
All it said was parking lot lights.
Yeah.
We do have lights. These
Yeah,
do
but
turn on.
not, if you go out like to
No,
the
I
main
know,
parking lot.
that parking
there.
lot needs to
Yeah.
be, needs to be, we need to put a bank on the other side probably.
Right,
And maybe we could get soccer to help us if we put lights on the other side. So they would
are
light
you
up.
talking about the soccer parking lot or the,
No,
the-
I'm talking about the karate parking lot.
yeah? Oh, I see what you're saying,
But
yeah,
if there
yeah,
was, if we
yeah.
put, say, 2 stanchions
Yeah,
on that side where the fence is,
yeah, that makes
and we
sense.
put lights into the parking lot, and then soccer put lights on the other side, maybe we could get something.
Practice area.
All right, it'll increase their practice time.
Yeah,
as
I
long
was,
as-
I was actually talking about this baseball parking lot over here. The big parking lot.
Isn't that where the lights are currently? You said there were lights on when you came in here the
On
other day.
this side of it. Is there lights on the other side of that parking lot?
This parking lot over here?
As you're going out. If you're going out the exit,
Right, not at the exit. I know, it's very dark over there,
yeah.
very dark. And I almost hit one of the poles coming out of here the night of the election,
Right,
and I know where they are. But it's because it was pouring.
yeah.
I.
Well, I'm just saying, we might wanna leave, put some in there. If we're looking at, we're all the way to 2024 anyway, we might wanna look in there to put some more lighting in there.
Well, we can add another out here in 2025.
Okay?
Some more work, another, I don't know, 10,000 for that. You know, long-term goal,
Yeah.
to get some lights over here and some lights over there.
I'm just,
Yeah, no.
throwing it out there.
Yep, I mean, I was thinking more about equipment and things like that, if anybody had any, that we didn't put any, well, it's under equipment, I guess. All right, so here's what I have right now. In 2020, we've got request of 40,000 for the irrigation system. Obviously, I'm not touching any of those numbers, because they're already requests. The only thing that I've added in here is the actual in 2020 is to spend 15,000 on a piece of equipment, mower utility. But, you know, we have requests that we're not gonna spend, like the pickup truck this year. We can't do it, but maybe we can do that next year. So for 21, I've got 15 in irrigation work. I know it's not irrigation, but new field work. 15 for a pickup truck in 21. 20 or 25? What did we? I wrote down 25. 30, 55.
25 would bring you up to 85, no, that's where you got your 80,000.
15. That would be 85. All right, so even if we left that at 20, if we left that at 20, so that's 80. So that's 15, 15, 20, and 30. And then for 2022, we X'd out the 15,000 because we brought it into 21. We left the tennis court and we left the parking lot lights and we left the repairs to John Pond Park. Then we added,
Leaf vac.
oh, leaf vac, I got it in the wrong one, sorry. 5,000. So that goes to 30, 46, 56, 66, yep, 71. And then in 23, we've got resurface Ted Williams Camp basketball court, repave Clear Pond, and bathrooms, 99. Mower for 12 in 24, mower for 12, and pave the parking lot, 40 grand, 52,000. And right now, the only thing we've got is parking lot lights at Ted Williams Camp for 10,000.
Was that 2025?
2025, that's the only thing we have in there right now.
Now, what about actual that 40,000 paved that one lot. What about, other lots, like in front of the tennis court, ones people that use, you know, we're using them for,
Needs some work, even if we don't pave it, I think it needs to be upgraded.
right,
Even
we're
if you
using
don't-
them for weddings and stuff. I don't know what you guys feeling as far as how much you wanna actually pave or not pave. I know when Rich was here, he was talking about paving everything. That parking lot, the big parking lot out here by the baseball was one he was complaining about, because, you know,
You talked
The
about
big
that
puddles.
at the selectmen meeting and started a pretty good,
Discussion?
discussion.
yeah, you said the thing about when I didn't get a chance to watch that was a long meeting. Like a 2.5 hour meeting, so
Well, we can put more money in 2025 to pave some more parking lots.
well, that's what I'm just thinking, I'm
Yep.
looking for a number to go in there.
Yep, we can put another 25,000, more. Could put 40.
Well, lights is, what do you put in for lights?
I put 10 in for lights,
10? So,
put another 40, that brings us up to
40 in
50.
for paving,
Okay,
now you're up to 50,000 again.
okay, so this is what I have. 21, we've got new field work 15, pickup truck 15, Kubota, loader, backhoe, something 20, and drainage for the parking lot 30, brings us to 80 total. 22, we took out the truck, we left it in the tennis court, we left in the lighting, and we left in the John Pond Park, and we added a leaf vac, 71,000. For 23, we've got the basketball courts at 15, Clear Pond at 34, bathroom at 50, 99,000. 24, we've got another, I'm sure we're gonna need another mower before then, but we put another 12,000 in there for equipment, mower, and then paving, 40, total of 52. And 25, we put in parking lot lights, 10, and more paving for 40, total of 50. Sound good?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a plan.
It's a plan. You know, I mean, this 165 that was in 2022, some of those things were 19 projects, fiscal year 19, that were supposed to happen this year, and they've got pushed out. So I mean, it is what it is.
Okay,
I don't know if you wanna
nice plan.
look at that,
Yeah, you want me to make all the updates and send it right now?
and then I will give it to her at the meeting.
You're meeting with them this week,
The 9th. The 9th.
Yeah, I'll update this.
Thursday?
Yeah, just send it to me.
Yep.
You can probably update it on her thing. I think that's the way she wanted it, so it could be sent back to her electronically.
Exactly the same way, yep.
Yeah.
All
These
right.
bills, was this one need a stamp? That was the bottom.
No,
Oh,
that's
that's the
from,
bottom. That's just
the
the-
Winbergs.
Yep, and I gotta sign these, so.
Yeah.
I'll do that in a minute. Okay, any other new business? The only old business, I know we skipped right by it, was the budget, but, it's already 8 o'clock. I think what we'll do is we'll take a couple minutes, I'll show you what I've got so far. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to print out multiple.
We can table it out. We're not under the gun yet, the budget, are we?
They want it in January.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they got a fishing over there.
Yeah, well, they're trying to. And Nellie, if you could send out the 6-month numbers through December 31st to everybody,
Yes.
so that they have it for the next meeting. I have it printed here. Again, I was using it more for doing the current budget.
We have the first half, right? We have the first half
You have the first half,
of the year.
11 months, you had 11 months.
Oh, okay. So
This
you
one's
gotta
through
do-
December
You just gotta
31st.
do 12 months, okay.
Yeah, it just came the other day.
Okay, great.
If you want to come around here, I can just show you what I have done, okay? And it was mainly to do with payroll. So I'm gonna talk in general terms here, so we're not, this was given to me by Rita a couple of years ago, so I've kind of modified it, brought in the current years, what they're getting paid right now, okay? And what you see is, it's a two-part thing. This one folds into these lines here. This is Clear Pond, so there was a lot here, it wasn't gonna fit on this page. But these last three lines here are what's here. As you can see, the same number, it's the same number here, here, here. These are the projected numbers. But you know, so what I did was I took our current employees, put in what their current rate is now, okay? In the current budget. And brought it over, and this is what we had allocated. And then what I did is they haven't okayed a new wage yet. That usually doesn't happen for a couple months, but yet they want us to project a budget. Because most of the salaries for us are in July, August, at the new rates. So what I did is I brought over, so I took, like, just for example, this position here, okay? This is what it is. It's at level 10. Well, let me just do these because that's a problem. So anyhow, so you got like this, okay? This is him, okay? This is what he's making now at this, and this is his level. So what I did was for 21, I know it's 1 week is in the current year. I do the whole thing. You know, I mean, it's crazy. So he gets a step up to step 3. So his wage would go up to this. And then what I did is I took this, I redid it, it's at 102. That's why it's a little different. So I took it at 102% because I don't know what they're gonna get for a raise, or raise. So this computes out at 102% of what he would get this year, based on last year's, okay? So I did that for all of these. So what I did was I went and I asked Nellie for the lifeguards and the maintenance. So based on what we have currently for lifeguards and maintenance, if they were to come back, see they're at step 5, 4, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1. So I bumped them all up a step. If everybody came back, this is the way I did it. So I took their rates at that, and then again, I multiplied it by 102% to project out for the current year. And I did the same thing for the maintenance. Most of them are at step 1, or they're all at step 1. So there's 0 at step 5. So they're step 1. So for this, they'd be at step 2. So it goes up. It goes up a little bit. So that's the wages for Clear Pond, right there. So,
We need to discuss that.
huh?
We need to discuss that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, but what they're getting paid is non-negotiable.
The hours
Maybe
is
we
the
don't need as
numbers.
many.
Well, that's the thing. I thought that there were 7 and 6. Turns out there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There were 8 and 8.
I know one of those lifeguards was a younger one.
Right.
And it was her first year, so
Right.
she didn't get very many hours.
Right, so I have
Sort of
her
deal.
projected at 15. I have the
Right.
rest at 25. And then one of these was Mr. Pike, who worked other
Oh, yeah,
places.
yeah, he worked
So,
there.
but still, 8. You know, but this was 7 plus 8. I thought it was gonna be 6 plus her. I thought we were gonna have 7 guards including her, not 8 including her.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And we got 8, I think we got 1 too many on each side.
When we get right, down to the actual budget, we're gonna have to figure a way to
Right.
bring the whole budget down, because
Yep.
it's too much.
I mean, if he wants to keep those numbers, then the hours are gonna have to go down.
Unless we get a stipend from the
Well,
And that's what they were talking about at the last meeting.
yep,
Hop
No,
back
go
over
ahead.
here to us.
oh,
This is all we have right now.
just, well, the first three.
Well, that's okay. Those first two there.
Yep,
Yeah, we can talk about those, but this is all we have budgeted to replace Mike Vickery?
well,
An 18-hour and a 35-hour?
well, this was, it was actually less than that. I kind of, I put in 35 kind of going forward, but it was only 30.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
Joe. That's what we had this year. That wasn't
And
necessarily to
it's
replace Mike.
also for, not, it's for 33 weeks, right?
Right,
Okay.
It was a-
How come this is 52 weeks?
because it's a part-time position. It's 18 hours. But it doesn't have to be, that's.
Oh, okay, okay.
We didn't fill this position.
Right,
We didn't fill this position. We filled this one.
yeah.
So I upped it to 35 for this purpose.
Okay. Is that what you get paid?
I think so. I mean, he was level
Step
10,
one.
step 1. Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. So, but going forward in the current budget, no, we haven't, I mean, Mike's is still here. You know what I'm saying? That number is still here.
Because we don't know what we're gonna do yet?
Well, we don't know what we're gonna do yet.
Okay, good.
I mean, we haven't.
Okay, well,
we haven't
that's
changed.
good, because I'm saying, how are we gonna cover all that with this here? We can't,
Right.
okay. all
Right, right. So we would either,
Work something out with the highway department, or have to hire more people.
yeah.
But there's money in the budget for it, so that's good.
Well, I mean, it's getting squeezed. It's getting squeezed because, some of the incomes, as far as Clear Pond, are fluctuating,
Right.
you know? What did we have for, I mean, you know, I had originally had this higher, but that's all but the bulk of the season's passes come in the first week anyhow, the first 2 weeks. So, I mean, I think this is probably gonna double in the first week. You know, the concession stand is another white elephant, okay? Because, you know, this money that came in was really higher than that because income was used to buy more product. So this is only what got deposited. Okay, so there's that, which you may have receipts.
I do.
So we need to kind of gross it up, you know, for budgeting purposes.
Yep.
I need to know how much
What?
that was,
Food items.
that was taken and spent on new food items, because I've thrown a number out here of 13,000. I don't know, you know, but here and again, see, here's the problem I'm having with this. In talks with town hall, there was, you know, nothing by the Board of Selectmen. One individual spoke and said, you know, maybe we could allocate some funds towards Clear Pond. And then maybe not have outside
Yep, we have.
outside concessions, outside people. So that's only gonna replace some of the income. It's not gonna increase our income.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna lose gate passes and we're gonna lose seasons passes if we don't have outside people. So that money, and concessions, and swimming lessons, and everything across the top is gonna go down, but then we're gonna get a stipend. Maybe, who knows?
Save a little on maintenance.
Well, if that's the case, then if that's gonna happen, then I think we need to cut. Because we're not gonna need 4 people on during the day. We're only gonna need 2. I mean, you know, so,
Well, that's not gonna be something that happens for this year anyway, because unless it gets brought up to a new town meeting, because come town meeting time, we're gonna be up and running already.
Right, that's what I'm saying, we've gotta know beforehand,
Right,
if they're gonna do that,
well,
to incorporate it in our budget.
right.
We don't know, it's a big question mark.
To incorporate in a budget and also to let people know
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
we'd have to vote on it.
Yep.
As a board.
Increases the odds of days of nobody being at the beach and.
well, I don't think there'd be nobody there, I think there'd just be a lot less, so if that's the case, we don't need 8 lifeguards and we don't need 8 maintenance.
I mean, cause there's always some weekdays where they're like, oh, because of overcast.
Right,
You know, and-
and if it's raining, they
Well,
close
those
the
people
park.
would, yeah, see, in the
They'll do
past,
that more often.
half the staff would be sent home and not paid. I don't know why.
I don't know if
they're
that's
not.
happening,
Right,
I don't know if that happened this year.
I think they were probably being kept busy, but
Well, I think,
it's one of the reasons why
I think we need to stipulate that if that's the case, and, you know, then you send people home. There's, the Clear Pond budget, income budget is in total flux,
right,
you know? But I think we've gotta come up with a budget, and,
if they need a budget before the end of January, we should just go by what, just strictly off last year,
yep,
and
yep.
we can't.
So anyhow, I can send this to you, I mean, it's not in balance, I'm a little off, I'm trying to squeeze a little here, squeeze a little there. It's close, it's within $2,000. But,
Are you working on that on the town's accounting software?
no.
Or
no,
you
this
have
is
to
on
take
Excel.
everything off it?
This is Excel.
You have to take everything off it by hand and put it into an Excel spreadsheet?
Well, he sent me an Excel spreadsheet,
Oh, he did, okay, all right.
okay, so, I've gotta put them in anyhow. But,
No, that's
I mean,
fine.
so I'm taking them to use them, you know, and then he puts it into the system. He takes it from Excel and puts it into the system. Now, I have requested, and I sent, Todd, the town accountant, an updated chart of accounts, as we had talked about. Breaking out, the income's not such a problem, because it is specifically identified. I did break out a few things, you know, as to like electric. If we get reimbursements for John Pond, and we get reimbursements for Ted Williams Camp, I did 2 separate line items there. There's a couple things, but it's mainly the expenses. So that we would have electric, we would have the camp, then we would have reimbursable electric. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a little more work on your part, but once we get it up and running, it's just gonna
should be
be
fine.
another chart of accounts. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be a big deal. But it's pretty much breaking out a lot of these expenses. You know, like, just for instance, I mean, electricity, you know, it'd be broken out into multiple accounts. Like the lodge, lighting, reimbursable lighting, you know.
I see what you're saying.
John Pond,
Yeah.
Clear Pond, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it'll be broken out, and we'll have to get those identified better on the bills, so that it's easier to do.
We'll know exactly where we're. spending.
Exactly where we're spending our money, and that way, we can look at and we can pull 10 chart of accounts, and that's the cost of the lodge. You know, it's gonna be, you know, I'm just saying, repairs and maintenance buildings, lodge, campgrounds, John Pond, Clear Pond. You know, so I'm, like 4 cost centers is the way I look at it. The lodge, Ted Williams Camp, John Pond and Clear Pond. You know, so a lot of these things will have 4 cost centers. Telephone, no, it's a small bill, it's just gonna be
It's-
one
you
item.
really
It's
don't-
here.
yeah,
No, but I'm just
no,
saying, I'm saying
yeah.
things like that, postage, printing, advertising, it's just gonna be one item, it's small.
When you put that all together for us to review before we submit it, can you leave it in the Excel form?
Oh, yeah, no, it stays, I give it to them in the Excel form.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause that's a lot easier to read than,
Yeah, no, I mean, we're gonna rehash this, I had started to work on it, because when I met with them, they wanted to see something, so, you know, based on some of their recommendations, I did change some things. And that's why we're at a $2,000 deficit, because I reduced like the season's passes, I reduced certain things. But some of the expenses, you know, I mean, like groundskeeping, right? If we're gonna do work down at John Pond, then we'll have a groundskeeping Ted Williams Camp and a groundskeeping John Pond. so we know where things are being spent, you know? So that's the difference in what the new charter of accounts will look like, but it's just kind of breaking things into cost centers. And I figured those 4 cost centers are what we had. You know, like, I mean, this one here, food service supplies, which is the supplies purchased for Clip Pond. I mean, it's $1,700. Well, we know it's more than that, because some things get put in,
Yes.
because they had to. But it's gonna be even higher, because there's expenses that were paid with cash. So those are things I don't know, you know, I bumped it to 5,000, I don't know if that's even close.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? I bumped it up from 2,000 to 5,000.
Yeah, that is, something we really can't do.
No, and they're already trying to, one of the things will be, where so many people have cards, you know, the little square that attaches to the phone.
Yeah,
Maureen said, you know, we'll work on getting that. And I said, but you know, the snack stand, and people go up with $1 to buy chips, you know? I mean, there's still gonna be some cash.
no, what I'm talking about is buying the supplies for the snack shop.
Oh, no, yeah, I said
Out
he
of
needs
the
a credit
till.
card.
Out of the till is not,
No, it can't happen anymore.
well, I mean, you don't even need a credit card. If they kept a petty cash account and took it out of petty cash and kept a record of it, but they're not doing that.
No, all they're doing is handing her a receipt,
Right,
but they don't even want that. They don't
Right.
even want that.
well, it's a town, I mean,
No, they're
you
good.
should,
I said to him, then he needs a credit card. He needs something
Yeah.
to, where does he go? And she said, Restaurant Supply Depot.
Restaurant
So
Depot.
either we get an account with them, or he has to have a credit card that he can use.
well, we should be able to get a credit card for him to use,
Yeah,
shouldn't we?
They said they have them. They have a credit card.
Okay.
So,
Is it always him that does the shopping, or are there other people?
I don't know. I don't know. So these are variables that we've got to investigate, you know, and maybe you can, and maybe what we need to do is we need to get Doug in here. You know,
Yeah.
and have him help us work this budget, you know, for Clip On. I mean, I don't want to just hand him a budget and him be like, I can't do that. You know, that's crazy. We spend a lot of time and then it's not feasible. So I think maybe we need to get him in here, you know, for a meeting and concentrate on the Clip On budget,
Yep.
you know? But let him know that before we just say, hey, come on in and whim him with that and say, hey, look, you know, we're trying to come up with a budget for Clip On, and, you know, anything you have to help us work this out would be great.
Yeah.
But, so, the payroll was, and it's still an iffy because we don't know how much, if anything, they're gonna get a raise,
Right.
you know? So, I mean, I guessed at 2%, on top of the step increases, and that's where I came up with those numbers, which I then inputted into here. So, your question about the maintenance, in my current budget, I went from, which was primarily Bobby, Linda, and Joe. Okay? Right now, the budget's increased by 18,000.
Okay, so that's for enough
So
for now
that's,
the part-time.
some of that is their step increases, small amount, probably about $1,000. And then the rest is hiring somebody else, you know. It went from 43 and change to 61 and change, went up 18 grand. But I took out Mike.
Well, they said you left them in.
Well, but on the current budget, I mean, we took him out of 2020. We took him out of 2020.
Right,
He's not in 2020 anymore.
okay. So you took them out of 2020 and the only amount
We
that's- that was gonna replace that 40 some odd thousand we're paying him is 18,000?
Year to date, we had a budget of 43.8 for
Yeah.
maintenance. Year to date, we're at 18,000.
Okay,
So, I mean, you know, we're not gonna be spending a lot over the next couple of months, hopefully, for
Right.
payroll. 3,000 maybe,
Okay,
so we're gonna be, just to call it 20,000, we're still gonna have 20,000 for April, May, and June.
okay.
So now we've gotta come up with a new budget, whether we,
Okay, so we're covered for this year, but next year, it's 18,000.
right now,
Okay. What
But
was
that-
what was
that
that extra
includes-
money you were showing me though?
but that includes that extra, one part-time position at 18 hours for the whole year. That could be changed, that could be seasonal, we could squinch it down to seasonal and put more hours in,
Okay,
you know? I mean, it would be, I mean, we can do that.
okay,
I mean,
but I thought you showed me a number with the highway department.
well,
Right here.
right, but that's not in the budget. That's not in the proposed budget. This is the number that's in the proposed budget. This number, this number, this number, and this number. This was in here because this is what
Okay,
it
so
was
this,
last year.
this is taken out.
It's not in what I have right now.
When you think we'll be able to handle it with
No.
that much less?
Well, I mean, that's bumping up this position to 35 hours, but that's no benefits. I don't know, you know what I mean? These are things we gotta,
I just wanted to make sure we have coverage, you know?
I agree,
All right,
I agree. There was talk of possibly this being taken over by the town too. So, it's hard to
Yeah,
budget.
yeah, I know.
It's hard to budget when I got all these unknowns,
yeah, yeah.
you know? I mean,
And
I'm putting numbers out
unknowns, and
here,
they're also fluid. Things
changing with the wind.
things
Changing with the
change,
wind.
so it's hard to,
You know, but I mean, I wouldn't wanna be sending you these and then they're gonna change tomorrow. You know, I mean, let's talk about them, you know, together, but they're gonna change. And I mean, if you get one this week and one next week and one the week after, you're gonna be all these budgets, which one's which one, you know? So that's why I really didn't wanna send it to you, because I figured we could talk about it, I show you where we are right now. Right now, we don't have the highway wages in the budget, but we did increase maintenance by 18,000. The rest of the Clear Pond numbers are in here. They're in this budget. And again, I said I'm like within $2,000. So, you know, I mean,
no, it's not an easy thing to do.
no, I mean, what we need to each have a copy and sit here and go line by line.
Yep.
You know, I mean, take an hour and a half out of our meeting and do it. You know, but I just wanted to try and get a starting point
Yeah.
before we just, you know, I mean,
So if they.
I wouldn't wanna
if they want it
come
by
to the
end-
meeting with all this blank and say, okay, let's try and figure this out. You know, here's a number, either we agree with it or we don't agree with it. We chop off a person, then the numbers change, and that's fine.
So, if they want that to be submitted by the end of January, we have one more meeting, we're gonna have to do it next meeting.
I'll find out on the 9th when the drop dead date is.
Okay.
I think they want the capital plan first. They wanted to look at the numbers. I don't think they need a final, but I think they want to have a pretty good idea where our budget's gonna be by the end of the month.
Yeah.
Again,
0.
our budget is a stamp,
0.
as long as we can
Yeah.
show the income, you know, we can expect. Now, that does not include, on either one of these right now, I don't have any money coming out of retained earnings for capital projects. That's another whole question mark. Okay?
You talking about this year?
In the one I have right now.
Oh, okay.
So that's a number that we've gotta come up with. We've gotta look at what we talked about, you know, on the
Plan.
capital plan. You got it, that's why I don't have it. And, you know, budget for that.
Okay.
So, that's what I got. I didn't have time. I came straight from the office, so I didn't have time to make copies and do all this good stuff, but, it's a start, like I said, you can look at this, I mean, it's close. Can shave a few things here and there, I guess.
If you wanna send over what you have.
I mean, I can, if you'd like to see it, I can show you what I got. And show you, you know, then you can see this in front of you as to how I came up with that. And what I did was I just took all the employees, I took the number of employees we had this year and factored them in. So that's how that changes. Nellie can send you, everybody, a copy of the 6-month numbers. And you can see where we are year to date. I gotta talk to him about that because he's got the 75 grand in here already, and it was really in 19, so I don't know about that. I think that's.
But it shows the 2 withdrawals. It shows it at 0. With that 75.
I know, but it's showing it as a 2020 expense. It was taken out of 19. It was taken out of our retained earnings in 19.
When did that come through?
It didn't, it got encumbered. Remember when I brought the free cash? I brought what was shown as our retained earnings? It was encumbered on there because he told me, even though everything was submitted on time, they didn't get it paid until July. So that gets factored in, and that's why it's showing up as a July expense, and it shouldn't be. Because it
Yeah,
was,
there was no 75 and then another 75.
well, there were 2.
Right, no.
There were 2. There was 75 that we had budgeted,
Yeah,
and then 75 we got at town meeting. And
but that was all from last year.
that was all in 19.
Yeah,
Right.
but there shouldn't be a 75 in 2020.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what
That
I'm
would be
saying.
great, but
Well, no.
we're spending it elsewhere.
No, because it's being shown as an expense.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, that's not correct.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
It's being shown
I
as,
wasn't listening.
it's being shown here as an
I zoned
expense.
out.
He's calling it revised budget, and it's not a revised budget for 2020. It was revised in 19. So,
Gotcha. Yeah, that shouldn't show anywhere, up anywhere in the 2020 budget.
correct,
Yeah.
correct. Right, it was taken out as a capital expenditure that they said would stay until we spent it. We didn't have to encumber it. They moved the 75, because the first 75 that was in our budget was made up of the bathroom, and what else did we do? We did something else. We spent it. We had
Yeah.
electrical work done here, had other things. We spent the 75, or pretty close to it.
Yeah.
And then the 75 was taken and put into capital expenditures, what'd they call it?
Yeah, he gave
New
it-
site,
Yep.
right? New fields. But that was taken out of the 1919 budget, the 2019 budget. So it shouldn't show as an expense.
Right, and we hurried up and
Yep.
did everything we had to do to make sure that it got billed and everything by
Yep.
the end of the fiscal year.
Unless you have the 19, the 12 months for June 30, 19,
Of his report?
his report. Summary expenses, but anyhow, if you can look for that real quick while we're wrapping up here. I don't have too much else. That's what I did the other year was, I brought that Excel spreadsheet, I dropped in the proposed numbers, and then we adjusted them from there.
A lot easier to read too.
Yeah, no doubt. And what I try to do is give, a couple of years prior, and then the 6-month numbers, and then what the budget was and what the proposed new budget is. So, the only other thing I see on here is LMMA agreement expires 2/29/20.
Yes, it is a reminder that it is coming up, and I don't know if anybody's heard anything about it getting revised, redone. 'Cause-
We need to talk to him.
Yep.
Right?
We need to bring him in, it's been a long time, and, part of his discount was the fact that he was doing work for the camp. And I don't know what unless he's doing something that I don't see. He opens the bathrooms, right?
Closes the bathrooms.
Closes the bathrooms.
Do you want me to have come to the next meeting?
Yeah, if you can.
Oh, I don't know if he can, because usually
No, he's gonna have to.
there,
I think it was Monday
people are
night.
there when we're pulling in.
I know, he's gonna have to.
Well, how about, he can come in near the end of the meeting or
Yeah.
whatever.
How many years has he been on this contract?
This is was a 2-year contract? Was it 2 or 3-year
Let me
contract?
see, I have a copy of it.
What's he paying now?
5,400 a month, a year.
5,400 for the year? I can't do that in my head.
475 a month, 450, 475 a month, something like that.
Alright, so it's only gone up $75 since I can remember,
Yep.
so.
And he's got a new space compared to where he was over here. And then you got a brand new space over there. When's our
Sorry.
next meeting gonna be?
I don't have a connection to take a look at his
So-
contract. I can send it to
Give me the
everybody for you
address
guys
on the
to look at it.
What did we say, what did we say?
Oh, one more thing, the TV pricing, that sports package that
Yeah,
you
that's,
had.
that's gonna be a nixnay.
Yeah, did you get that information too?
Yeah, the information I got on that was, right now, we're getting a freebie. We can't add a sports package to the freebie. If we want the sports package, we then have to pay
For
for the
cable.
remote, for the cable, for the remote, for the box,
What is it
the
getting now?
monthly channels, and then the sports package.
Basic.
Basic?
It's
Which-
basic.
But if there's like a Red Sox game on or something like that, you can get it?
I believe so.
think it does NBC, like ABC,
It
that's
does,
already
Yes,
we can turn it on, we can turn it on and check. I don't know if it has Nessun or not, I can't remember. But
That's
there-
probably not on basic.
Probably.
You know, the other thing we do is cut the cable. And, cause we already have internet here, right?
Pay for streaming.
Yeah, I just did it.
I haven't
Got
had
a
cable in
Roku
years.
box, and I was able to put it in all by myself. The old guy.
You know, the other thing we could do is, we could put something, another TV over here, and plug it in and stream that TV and just keep that one the way it is.
Yeah.
Streaming services
Or
are
do streaming.
pretty not.
Yeah,
Expensive.
because you can get, you can get sports channel, or you can even go to NFL package or,
Right in this corner, there's a plug right there. We could put it in this corner and just use this one for streaming
yeah,
and leave that one the way it
yeah.
is.
My TV picks it right up for the Wi-Fi. Worked pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, we got Wi-Fi. So, I mean, I pretty much, I think I sent it back to her and said, forget it. Because we would have to pay the monthly fee.
Yep, you'd have to pay
Then
all
we'd
the
have to pay
fees
for the box
attached.
rental, then we'd have to pay for the remote, and then we'd have to pay for the sports channel, so it would end up costing
See, a
us.
couple hundred a month.
Exactly.
Right, like,
Right.
it's so not
So-
inexpensive anymore.
You know, it was a nice addition to put that up there, since, you know, because it was being donated to us from the
Yep.
town hall, and,
Yep.
but does anybody really watch TV here?
No, the only thing was at a function,
Yeah.
you know?
They could put on at the
It would be
bar.
nice to have that, you know, but, I mean, if we can do this for a lot less, then I think this is the way we go. I didn't even think about that,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Like
And-
20
and-
Mike
29
is all
bucks for the
high-tech.
box and the remote, and then you just pay for whatever you want.
Yep.
Is that a monthly fee?
No?
Yes.
That's a one-time fee?
No, that's a one-time fee.
Oh, well, for the Roku.
Yeah. And then you
Signing
buy-
up for NFL.com or
Yeah.
let's say whatever,
Disney
ESPN.
Yeah,
You know, there's a monthly subscription, so like
yeah.
$10.
It's all
a
à
month.
la carte, Scott, so if you want
Right, and if some of us already have them,
Hulu or,
I said if some of us already have them,
what do you mean? You already have them? No. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, when's our next meeting planned for? I'm sending a
Okay,
message to
so,
John right now.
the 20th was out because it's holiday.
Yep.
So we were saying the 27th,
So that's January 27th.
January 27th, so 3 weeks out.
Okay. Anybody got anything else? Very good. Going over the agenda. Okay. Next meeting is gonna be 1/27 at 6:30. Is that still viable time?
Yep, for me it is.
And tentatively, we're gonna talk to Justin about February sports meeting,
Yep.
okay? And, I'm sending a text to Mr. Miranda right now, as we speak.
Okay.
Make a
Because town
motion.
hall's gotta come, do a new contract,
Right.
because they won't let us sign it.
Exactly. So all of that just kind of has to get hammered out.
Ask Maureen, also to ask her about, contract for karate.
And make a motion, we adjourn?
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned at 8:39.